I'm gonna just look at this from a secular standpoint. In other words, we're gonna take all religious ideologies, beliefs, systems. We're gonna take that out of the equation, right? Once again, we're looking at this at a secular standpoint. So that basically means we're kind of trying to look at this objectively, or at least we're gonna have some rules and guidelines to help us look at this objectively. That means without any emotion. Right? We gotta put the emotion to the side, and we just gotta look at this factually, objectively, in a secular standpoint, a secular perspective. Okay, so scientists, can't agree on shit. Okay, there's a good scientist that once says, he was alive, I believe, that science only evolves after the politics die. Right? So he's basically saying that if you have a professor that's been in a university for 30 years and he believes a certain perspective and he's admired and he has a great resume and all the awards, all the accolades, all the trophies, he's just like the best in his field, cutting edge. The news tells you he's top professor and he's the tip of the spear in whatever category you want to put, right? Physics, science, psychology, right? Economics, hairdressing, tattoo artist, it's just like whatever your line of work is, whatever you want to do. Right? I mean, we're still using that analogy. College professor, and in college you study certain subjects, right? So we're looking at this from a secular perspective. And we're going to focus on biology, right? And we're going to throw in a little bit of biology, and we're going to throw in a little bit of physics, right? And let's throw in just a little bit of history. History, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and let's just focus on those three, all right? Let's get a grip on this, okay? If we were to connect those three dots and just look at it from a majority standpoint, I'm telling you, right? Most scientists believe that the world began with the Big Bang. As a matter of fact, they call it the Big Bang Theory. As a matter of fact, right, for those of you who studied marketing, right, they went ahead and made a national television show just promoting the Big Bang Theory. Right? I believe it was a comedy. So people are at least familiar with the terminology, the Big Bang Theory. Right? You gotta be familiar with that. And I'm just gonna look at it from, once again, a secular standpoint. So scientists say that the world came to be out of an empty, nothing whatsoever void. And that out of nowhere, there was this big explosion, Big Bang. And that ever since the world has been expanded, right? That we live in the Milky Way galaxy, there's other galaxies around us, but we're focusing just on Earth, the biology and the history of this particular planet. So we look at it, and they say, yeah, this universe, this galaxy, came to be with a void, right? And out of nowhere there was a big bang, and then that exploded space, and that space went ahead, and we believe it continues to expand. As we see, Earth is the third planet from the sun. The reason why there's life on Earth is because we have water and sun. And if we didn't have water and sun, we'd be like Mars or Venus. I don't know, what are the 9 planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, right? Then you have the, the asteroid belt. Then we see, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus. And then, what's after that? Pluto? Right? And that's just like in this little area. Right? And life, as we know it on Earth, on this planet that's the third rock from the sun, right? Life started growing with these microbes. And these microbes were essentially in the water, right? We don't even know how the water got here. Just know that like 70% of your planet is water. And we continue. And essentially, after millions and 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 millions, 3.4 billion years ago, this microbe can now talk on the phone. Yeah, something happened where they just went ahead and evolved. And they went from, there was just invisible microbes in the ocean that somehow were in the water, but then they came out on land. Then they were amphibious. Then those amphibious went ahead, and some of them decided to stay on land. And I think they said something about dinosaurs. And all these different geological, like, megalithic things happen on Earth for life to just go on. And we can look at this by just dating things, right? Or where did a human come from? Well, essentially, they think that we came from monkeys. Why don't the monkeys have iPhones? Right? But, I mean, how did you even get to monkeys? I mean, what were those monkeys eating? Right? They were eating vegetables and fruits, I can imagine. Right? Oh, where did the monkey come from? Right? I mean, what about these pets that I have? Like, where did this dog come from? Like, did I used to have 4 legs? What's going on? Right? And it's cool because you look at biology and you look at that mammals have a certain skeletal structure. Right? That essentially when we're an embryo, it's really difficult to see, or at least, like, what I'm trying to say is that we're a lot more alike than we are different. Right? That's the whole point of that biology. Right? Just looking at it, you see all these similarities. Right? And then Darwin came in the picture. Right? That's a big topic, college, like Darwin and Galapagos Islands. And then you could just tell that, look, all these species of birds, right? And they build up their evidence, right? But this is the interesting part. We go from that to, hey, didn't one of your scientists that said we should believe in science go ahead and explain in the laws of physics that for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction, right? Going through Newton's laws, right? The object in motion stays in motion, right? Object at rest stays at rest, right? That's basically what I remember. But the other thing I remember is you need to have an action in order to get a reaction. So how is it that this empty space and void went ahead and come from nothing into something? Don't worry, I'll wait. Right? I mean, that defies the laws of physics, right? Like, how did you get nothing and then turn it into this whole everything we see around us? Right? From history to history, from history to history, from history to history, right? And just coming up with theory like the Big Bang Theory. They basically, like, dude, you know how much energy it takes to just boil water? Right? You need a specific set amount of energy to boil a specific set amount of water. And just think of that energy, and then think of the energy that the universe had to explode to not only explode and expand and create different Milky Ways and create different galaxies, to the point where you create a specific planet on the third spot from the sun, that there's only one sun across all the other, let's just call it space, right? To the point where you're saying the universe is still expanding, as you can see these red waves. But it's expanding so fast that basically off to the center of this galaxy, you went ahead and you had a planet that for billions and billions and billions of years, it was able to capture civilization in a glimpse, to the point where they have history, to the point where they have a written language. They can talk to each other. Now they're working on technology. And now they want to explore the galaxy. And oh wait, look. Look how they are. Look what they created. I mean, it's beautiful. That's gonna be a belief. That's not secular. Just look at it objectively. Right? And this whole thing, cause that's a lost cause. That's a void. That's a black hole. Right? We don't want that. Nuh-uh. Right? Black hole, go away. Like, we're over here thinking, hey, how did you say that you got a Big Bang Theory when your own science says that for a reaction, you need an action. So I want to find out what happened between the void to the point where the universe is expanding so fast. So fast to the point where it's taking such a long time that we were able to go ahead and have a huge history of this planet. Alright? Let's think about it. And the funny thing about science is, the more you know that you don't know. It's an oxymoron. Okay? It's something you can't really explain. Right? In the sense that you know that you know until what you know ain't so. So I think it's like, it begs the question, and this is an important opportunity to always ask yourself, okay, could I be wrong? Could I be right? What is wrong? What is right? Right? And that's just looking at it objectively. Alright? Emotionally, it's always going to be different. So, I want to get back to this question, like, where did we come from? Right? We looked at that from a secular standpoint. Now, I want to look at it from a spiritual standpoint. Okay? Because on the other side of the room, right, are essentially believers. I don't even know if that's the right term for it, right? But in the sense that they have certain beliefs, certain ideas that doesn't always necessarily go with science. Like, for example, some people believe we were created. So they reason logically, if we are creators, who created us? Right? And then you get lost in this circular thinking. Well, logically and reasonably, you can just say, a creator created them. Or who created the creator? A creator created them. Well, who created that creator? A creator created him. Well, who created that creator? A creator created him. Well, who created that creator? A creator created him. Well, who created that creator? Right? That would be circular reasoning. And you're just gonna spin your wheels, and you're really not gonna get anywhere. Right? So this circular reasoning isn't gonna really take us anywhere. Right? But okay. And this is something where, like, scientists today always say we need to do more research. What? We need to do more research. Yeah, we figured this out and this out, but we need to do more research. right? As a matter of fact, it's the pioneers, it's the people who like wanted to invent something. It's the people in the trenches, right? It's the people living their daily lives who just were like, let me go ahead and let me try this. Let me try to invent this. Alright? Sometimes it's the people who are just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and invest in this. Right? And you have all walks of life, right? Tesla, alright, because we're talking about physics and science. Tesla, okay, pioneered a specific technology, which this communication that we have was based on his baseline, right? And Tesla said something very interesting. He said, if you want to understand the universe, think of it as sound, frequency, and vibration. Something along those lines. In the 1900s, right? Like, Tesla was a beast, right, when it came to science. Like, he built so many things. He's part of the AC, alternating current, which we use in our households today. So, my point being, how do we get something out of nothing? That's the Big Bang Theory, right? That's a big question.